you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold, and you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can comment there and DM me there as well. You can do the same on YouTube. Comment down below on the videos. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and while you're doing that, hit the bell button as well. That'll send you notifications when I send out the daily videos for setups, learning tools, and daily motivation. So let's get started. This is our setup list for February 23rd. We'll jump on it. We got about 25 plays to go through. I've already sent my 4 setups on Twitter if you guys want to go check out that as well. Once again, that's at Mr. Clark Griswold. So let's get started. BAC Bank of America on the daily chart. We have a 2 down, which finished green. And if you guys don't know what any of this is, make sure to comment down below. I'll answer your questions, and maybe I can make a different video or a separate video to help you guys out. But we have a two down that finished green, so we will be looking for calls on Bank of America at $46. This is my daily chart in the top left, weekly chart top right, bottom left is a 1 hour, and bottom right is a 15-minute. The other thing, if you want to grab a pen and a pad of paper, you can jot down these triggers with the dollar value and the ticker, and then you guys can take a look on your own time to see which ones you would like to play tomorrow. Next up, CL, that's Colgate. Colgate had an outside bar today. We have full time frame continuity to the downside. Calls will be at 79.83. Puts will be at 78.56. If you're looking for this indicator here, this time frame continuity, you can click on your indicators. You can type in time frame continuity, go to board rider B. That's the one I use. There are a bunch of other ones out there. I like this one here. So that's Colgate, CL. D-Dog. D-Dog had an inside bar today. So inside bar, again, all it is a 1 bar in the Strat, but we didn't break the high of the previous candle, and we didn't break the low of the previous candle. We traded with inside that range, which just shows consolidation. So inside bar, calls at 164.96, puts at 157.17. If you notice this pink line here, and we travel over to the weekly side, that is our breakout to the downside to break this inside bar on the weekly. So we possibly have a day setup here and a weekly trigger over here as well. So pay attention to that. If we trigger this, we may have a chance to trigger down to this, or target down to this 148.82 range. Okay, we also have this little bit of gap to fill from this candle here on Datadog. So there is a gap fill. We have time frame on a day trading chart of the weekday and the hour that could be red, plus we have this weekly possibly going red. So we have a lot of things on our side to make this trade very probable and very likely. Next up is Draftkings. This one's on my list on Twitter. Well, Draftkings, we finished with a 2 down, but we were green. So we'll look for calls at $18.96. We also do have a gap to fill right here. Okay, also on the weekly or hourly, I guess the hourly, we have an inside bar on the hourly. So again, we break this inside bar, and we're likely headed to break above this trigger for the daily, if you guys understand that. So we break this trigger on the hourly in the first hour of the day. If we break this inside bar, we're likely to hit this target, which is this yellow line. If we break that, we're likely to hit this target here at 1951. Okay, so DOCU, that's Docusign, is up next. Docusign again has a 2 down that finished green, so we'd be looking for calls at $114.46. Goldman Sachs GS ticker symbol. So GS was on my list for yesterday. We had a 2 down that finished green. I thought we could look for a reversal. Didn't quite happen. So we will look for that again, as we had another 2 down that finished green. So we will look for a reversal tomorrow on Goldman Sachs at 349.04. Now I'm just going to say real quickly, guys, and I say this on every video, you guys will never find a easier strategy to trade than what I am showing you right here, with these reversals, with these inside bars and outside bars. Okay, here's an inside bar on the hourly on Goldman Sachs. You would have bought in here, and you take it all the way down to here, you would have made a lot of money on options on that one. But like I said, you will never find an easier strategy. There's nothing subjective. It either is or it isn't. We either break this trigger and move up, or we don't. Okay, this inside bar, we either break it and go, or we don't. There's no lines telling us what to do except for the trigger lines that we put in, but they're already preset. So are our targets. Our targets are already preset for us. Now again, I'm not saying you have to go right to your targets. If you have profit, take your profit. If you're playing with one contract and you're up 10%, 15%, maybe I take my profits in that case. I had a situation happen with me today on SPY. I ran a couple times to 10%. I took profit on both. One ran to 247%. So I missed out on a 130% play. Now, those don't come around all the time, but if you can constantly hit 10%, 15, 20, 25% plays on a consistent basis, you will win at this game. You will win at trading, I promise you. Keep your stops tight and hit those little base hits, and eventually those 10s add up to 100. In 1 week of 10%, if you make one trade a day at 10%, that's 50% in a week. That's 200% in a month. 200% gain in a month. That's pretty good in my books, and I'm sure for most people who are trading, that would be, they would take that in a heartbeat. If I told you you could make 200% a month, would you take it? You absolutely would. Now let's keep moving on here. JP Morgan, that's JPM. We had a 2 down that finished green. The time frame's on our side here, where we'd be looking at calls at $153.22. Moderna, that's MRNA. We have an inside bar. So again, showing consolidation. Calls at 151.19. Puts at $141.85 on Moderna. Marvel is up next. That's MRVL. Marvel has a 2 down that finished green. So we can look for calls on Marvel at $68.91 right here. As Robin the Black would say, Mr. Softy, that's Microsoft MSFT, has a 2 down that finished green. Now, we have a shooter here, so I'm not going to say that this is going to reverse, but it's a possibility for a reversal tomorrow, so we will look at it. Microsoft, 291.50, we'd be buying calls on that one. NVDA is NVIDIA, again, same as Microsoft. We can look for a possible reversal on this 2 down. Whoops. A possible reversal on this 2 down that finished green. So calls at $240.79. And again, guys, reversals we don't have to show green here. Again, it's more probable or more likely that we reverse when we have a 2 down that's green, or reverse to the downside when we have a 2 up that's red. It's not saying that a 2 down that finishes red can't reverse, because it happens all the time. But these are the ones I'm laying out for you guys anyway. So Oracle, 2 down green, triggers at 74.94. Again, your targets would be the top of this first wick, then the top of this next wick. Okay. Next up is Pins, P-I-N-S, that's Pinterest. Again, same thing as the last couple, 2 down that finished green. Triggers at 24.55. We also have a possible reversal on this weekly, or that would be an outside bar on this weekly. It looks like we're close to 50% to going outside bar on Pinterest, so keep an eye on Pinterest as well for the outside bar, the probability of one. PayPal, again, 2 down, finish green, calls at 105.01. SE is C limited. Again, same thing. We got a shooter, 2 down, green, calls at 133.82. I'm not sure how those will play out. TD, this is an interesting one. So I thought TD had a chance to go 2 up on this inside bar just because TD has had a very strong start to the year and they are in an uptrend. Okay, but we took this downside. So even if you played this downside today, you would have made really, really good money. You would have hit your first target here, second target here, and you didn't quite make the third target. But this is a good chunk of change. Playing put options on TD. So today we had a 2 green, and again, so this was a couple days ago. But today I thought we might have had a Rev Strat, again, because TD was having such a strong year. We had the time frame with us. I thought we would have a possible Rev Strat reversal on this. We didn't. We continued downward, but we finished with a 2 green. So I'd be looking to take calls on TD again at 83.36 if we trigger here. T-Doc, again, same thing, 2 down, finish green, calls at 68.57. Whoops. These last couple of plays are interesting coming up here. ExxonMobil, it's XOM, gapped up this morning, and we came down 50% and actually had an outside bar day. So if you would have played Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule, you would have been golden on this opportunity here. But we do have an outside bar for today. So tomorrow we'll be looking at calls at 79.80, puts at 75.30. GE, General Electric, I could have put this one on my list too on Twitter, but I didn't. Inside bar on GE, calls at 95.26, puts at $92.37. These two were on my Twitter setups. Holy Grail pattern if you follow Trading Wars, which just means a 3-1. So we have an outside bar followed by an inside bar, and we tag exhaustion rate here, the top of this broadening formation on Cisco, and then we have this inside bar. So the possibility of this trending downwards is fairly good. The probabilities are higher. Doesn't mean it won't go up to the upside. So we look at both sides. So if it does trigger to the high side, we take calls at 57.13. And then we have this weekly trigger here on this pink line. Otherwise, we're looking at puts at $55.73 on Cisco. And again, this one is on my Twitter account at Mr. Clark Griswold if you want to go follow me there. And XL Energy, XEL, this one is also on my Twitter. This is a big one. We have a 3-1-1 setup. So we have 2 inside bars trailing each other. So this is showing a lot of consolidation here. Again, if you note the full time frame continuity to the downside. So we can still look at calls at 66.38. It's more probable that this goes to the downside at 65.60. It's not a for sure thing, but it's a probability. So puts at $65.60. And that is it for the day, guys. So like I said, check out Twitter. I have 4 plays on there. I went through all of them on here. And good luck tomorrow, guys. And we'll see you on the next video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.